Wednesday, and welcome to Real Talk on Real Estate. So we're doing this live, remote. It's the holiday week, and we are hammered. We got a lot of stuff going on, trying to do our year-end closeout on all our stuff. And I got the sun beating in over here. That's why I got my sunshade up like I'm a little kid, which I love. People love that. I get that sunshade rolling in. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys today about how to build your second home and how to scale this business. So a lot of you guys have been following us because you guys want to learn how to buy a piece of land, build a house, make over 6 figures doing it. And there's a business model to that. One of the biggest things is following a business model that works, right? Like you can go out there and do trial and error. And trial and error is fine if you have the time, the money, and the patience to do it. Problem is, most people don't have the time and the money or the patience to do it. They're missing all three. So if you guys want to save time, money, and patience, and you want to rekindle your patience, then pay attention to what we're doing, and I'll teach you guys how to scale this bad boy, right? So I just actually came off a real job site. So I know there's a lot of influencers out there that are in their 20s, and they've been doing this for 2-3 years, and they've done 1 or 2 deals, and they're trying to teach you guys how to scale a business. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this since 1998. And so if you want to learn the real ins and outs, the real peaks and valleys of things, and learn it right here instead of going out there to do it, then this content is for you guys. So look, understand, I'm not equipped to be doing this stuff in my car because I never record in my car, as you guys know. This is one of very few videos that you'll see me doing in one of my work trucks. These are our fleet trucks. I bought these ones last year because at the end of the year it's tax time. I got to buy some equipment between now and next week. I've been talking to the Caterpillar dealer here locally. We got a couple big backhoes that we're picking up this year, and a couple big giant trailers for them for tax purposes. We had a property that we thought we were going to be able to do a tax segregation study on and save about $1 million in taxes. So I have about $1 million of taxes that I need to worry about for next year. So we're buying some equipment to depreciate instead of land. Since it's last minute, we don't have enough time to close on the land. So anyways, we're out living it, we're out doing it. I just came off a job site up in the mountain areas. If you guys see, I'm on Interstate 40, a ton of semi trucks in the background because this is the interstate that carries stuff from California all the way to the East Coast. So I-40, Interstate 40. Now, you guys want to learn how to buy land, build houses, and do multiples? Here's how you do it. Your first house, you're going to have to go get a construction loan for most of you. I took out a home equity line of credit on my so my house is I had only owned it for a year. I actually bought the house in late 1997, early 1998, and I had bad credit, so I landed up. I got $150,000 home equity line of credit, and so when I did that, I took that money. I had about $100,000 saved up, and then I spent $250,000 building a house. Now the house was only $385,000 home at that time. So at that point in time, the average price per home was $185,000. So I wasn't building homes for the median. I was building homes for people that were just above the median, working class professionals. Okay, not working class, middle class folks, working class, middle class professionals. Okay, now it's $350,000 compared to the $180,000 when I first started building, and now we're building homes that are in the $450,000 to $750,000 range. The working professionals, right? The ones that are a little bit more affluent, empty nesters, people that have a little bit more money to be able to spend on not going out and building $1 million homes, but nice median, upper median homes. That's where the largest profitability in this game is. That's where the money really sits. So if you guys want to really learn where the money is, that's where the money sits. Now, I sold that home. It took me 4 months to build it. Now, I'm in the trade. I'm a developer. I'm a builder. I owned a construction company pouring concrete at that time. And I went out and I built one house. Took me 4 months to build, and it sold almost immediately. So month number 5, I had sold it, cashed out. I made about $85,000 on that first build. So I didn't pay off my home equity line of credit. I didn't even take any of that money. What I landed up doing instead is I rolled the capital again. And in that interim time, I had made about another $100,000 through my construction company. And so I was able to dump and roll that cash into a second home. Now, I didn't have enough money to build 2 homes, but I had a cash flowing company pouring concrete. So I said, heck with it, let's get going. I'll make the money as I'm building for the second house, and I'll use my profits to go towards the second house as well. So I went and I permitted 2 homes in the first year. I built a total of 3 homes in my first year doing this. And so I went and permitted 2 homes, and I turned dirt on 2 homes at the exact same time. Now, it was stressful. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I was maximizing all of the liquidity that I had in my bank account, took my bank accounts down to 0, probably even bounced a couple of checks doing it, in all honesty. And I was stealing from Paul to pay Peter. I was stealing from my concrete company to pay Peter, the construction company that's building the houses, in order to fund it. And I was maxing out credit cards to build my second house. Well, it was stressful for about 4 months. And lo and behold, I sold both houses, and I made about $90-some thousand on each house, about $92,000, $94,000 on each house. So now I had enough money in my bank account to do 2 homes without having to worry about it and stressing myself out. So what did I do? I went out and I didn't do 2 homes, I did 3 homes, and I put myself through stress again, and I did the exact same thing all over again. I built 2 homes with no problem. The 3rd home was super stressful, and I did all 3 at the exact same time. Now, why am I telling this story? I know that a lot of people don't have that cash flowing ability with a company that's doing, at that time it was doing a couple $1 million a year in business. Now it does more, but at that time it was doing well enough. You know, we were bringing in enough money where we could afford to save, you know, $30,000, $20,000 a month and put it towards a build. So we were fortunate in that we had that ability. But the reality is most people don't have that. And so I didn't exercise my credit. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to do it the other way. Now when we go into cities, the way you scale this is like this, okay? Don't go out buying Lamborghinis, Rolex watches, and crazy stuff. What I want you guys to do is go out, acquire a piece of land, tie up the land, even if you don't have the money. Now, if you don't know if the entire ins and outs of getting the financing, this isn't a financing video, so I'm not going to talk to you guys today about all the money and financing and stuff. That's for another day, another video, but we will talk about it. You guys have heard me talk about it in prior videos, and I'll talk about it briefly in here. But basically, you're going to tie up the land, you're going to go out, you're going to apply for what's called a construction loan, or you're going to get a bridge loan or hard money lender, okay? Now, if you work with me, my team, I teach you guys and give you even resources to go out and get bridge loans and some other stuff. So I'll provide you guys with those resources. But that, again, that's for a different time, day and place. For today, I want to teach you guys how to scale this out. And the way you scale this out is by going in, you build your first house. Now, in today's market, realistically, if you follow our business model, you can make in excess of $100,000 on every single build. You know, last build I did, I made $170,000. Getting ready to turn some dirt on some stuff over in Washington that we're making about $300,000 per dwelling. And in Palm Springs, we're making about $170 a dwelling. Here locally, making about $150, $170 per dwelling. Now, will you be able to make that? Probably not that much, not on your first build, but even if you made $120,000 on your first build, that's great, because here's what that $120,000 does for you. What it does is it gets you in the game, and the being in the game is great, because you're going to be, if you don't have a lot of money and you don't have a lot of fluency, you're going to need to acquire, you're going to need to tie up the land, you're going to have to acquire enough capital to do architect work to design the house. 2, you're going to need some civil engineering to be able to talk about drainage on the house. And then 3, you're going to need a survey company to survey it for you. So you need those 3 things. Those 3 things cost you money. Now, once you have those 3 things, what you're going to do is you're going to go apply for permits. When you go apply for permits, you're going to go to the bank and you're going to get a construction loan. And you're going to build that house out. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to turn that money. You're going to build that house out. It's going to take you about 5 months to build it out. At the end of 5 months, when you finish building it out, you're going to sell that house. It's going to be a total of a 6-month deal. So in your first 6 months, you're going to be able to turn a profit of over $100,000 or thereabouts. Okay. So after you turn that $100,000 profit, now the first construction loan was a little bit stressful to get. It was a it probably needs to be, because you're just getting in the game. There's a lot of unknown variables that the banker's going to ask that you're going to have to provide to them. Once you provide that stuff to them and you get your first construction loan, they're not that hard to get, ladies and gentlemen. You can get construction loans fairly easy. The bank's going to have to require what you're not thinking about. They're going to make you go out, get bids from your concrete company. They're going to maybe make you get bids from your lumber company, and bids for your roof and so forth. The big major expenses, the foundation, they want to know that you're batting in a field that you can finish a house and that your budget is correct. So you're going to have to do some legwork. Get that construction loan, and then instead of going out and buying big fancy stuff, what you're going to do is you're going to land up revolving that money back into your business. You're going to go out, you're going to buy another piece of land. This time you're going to have over $100,000. You're going to buy your land cash. And so when you go buy your land cash, now you're going to go to the bank, apply for another construction loan. And it's going to be a lot simpler to be able to do, because now you don't have to get a hard money lender. You're not trying to scramble to find money to be able to acquire land. Your down payment on that entire project is your land itself. So now your second home is extremely more lucrative and a lot quicker to do. And you already have some capital in your pocket to do it. So now you go in, you buy your land on your second house, and then you build out 2 homes. You get construction, you build out your second home. And now you have that working capital, okay? And you go out, you get another construction loan, you build your second home. Now, you wanna go in and do 2 homes. So once you've built your second home, and now you have $200,000 in profitability, and you have now a resume of 2 homes that you've successfully completed, you're gonna go back to your banker. You're gonna tell your banker, look, I wanna do 2 of these. I'm gonna go acquire 2 lots, and you purchase the 2 lots, and now you build 2 homes at the exact same time. You leverage the exact same subcontractors, the exact same tile guys, the exact same roofers, the exact same drywall guys. And what you do is you have your basic price that you've been utilizing to do the construction on your homes. Now what you do is you say, hey, I got 2 of these right next door to each other, right down the road from each other. I'd like to leverage a discount on installing this stuff, so that this way you save a little bit. And it might only be a few $100s per trade, but a few $100 times 20 trades lands up to be thousands of dollars in profitability at the end of your build. And I don't know about you, but I like thousands of dollars in profitability, even if it's 4,000, 5,000. That's great profitability margins to be able to increase just on being able to build 2 homes right next door to each other. So if you land up saving a few $1,000s, and let's say your gross additional net out is an extra $5,000, that's great. You know, you could put that towards trim outs and making your house even more spectacular, better landscaping, more curb appeal. Or you could just reinvest it back into your business to buy more land and go out and build more houses. So your first year, it's a grind, but you're gonna make profitability. I mean, I don't know about you guys, I already work hard, and I was already working hard at the time that I was trying to do this. So I'd much rather work hard for extremely lucrative profits than subpar profits. So when I go in and I'm scaling this stuff, I sit back and go, okay, let's reinvest this. Let me invest in my future. I don't care if you're 40. I don't care if you're 50. Shit, I don't even care if you're in your 60s. You know, you've lived to your 60s, and now you have the ability to take 2 years to go out and make more money than you've ever made per year doing anything else. I don't care if you're a doctor. I can give a shit less if you're an attorney. I don't care what you've done professionally. All I care about is where you want to go doing this, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is life-changing for even doctors, attorneys, and even white-collar professionals that think they have all their logistics and shit together. They don't. I promise you that the tax benefits doing this over owning a private practice as a physician, this is more lucrative, this is more profitable. And that's why a lot of doctors are reaching out to us saying, hey, Jerome, how do I invest my capital and do some of what you're already doing? Because what we're doing works, and it's extremely, extremely lucrative and extremely, extremely profitable. And so, look, ladies and gentlemen, one of the big things is when you're going out and you're starting this, it gets very tempting when you see checks come in for $120,000 of profitability, $110,000 profitability, $100,000 of profitability. One of the most challenging things for most people is to put that money away. Now, you can reward yourself. You say, hey, if I go out and I'm successful and I make over $100,000 on my first build, I'm gonna poach $3,000 of that, and I'm gonna take my wife or my husband on a little staycation down the road, you know, or something. You guys go and take a little 3-4 day weekend and spend a few $1,000s, enjoy yourself, and that's your reward, right? It helps your dopamine levels. It's your return on your investment of time and everything, so that way you don't kill yourself and you don't have no reward on it. Take $5,000 and reward yourself. Now, when you scale this and you've done more of these homes, you've done 4 in a year, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to make $400,000 to $500,000 that year. And for most people, they don't even have an opportunity to know where they would turn to make $500,000 a year. Now, if it takes you 2 years to get there, my question to all of you guys watching is it worth it, right? And to me, it is. And so what you do is you reinvest your capital. And when you reinvest your capital, the first one, you're only going to be able to reinvest in the land itself. Okay, so when you reinvest your capital into the land itself, it doesn't feel like you're doing much, but it's making life easier on you, because now you can go in, you can put a down payment on, you use the land down payment for your project. And when you do that, you could do that on your second build after your second house. And when you do that, now you can go in and negotiate with the bank to get a construction loan at a better interest rate and a lot quicker. And your profitability goes up, it rises, because now you're not financing the land and everything else involved and trying to buy it and build the whole development out, from the land to the house to everything. So ladies and gentlemen, to scale it, your first one's your hardest, because you got to go in, you got to get your construction loan, you got to sign on the dotted line, and then you got to get the house built, sold, and delivered. Once you do it once, now you have the knowledge, and now you have the experience. And so your second house is slightly easier than your first, but it's still not a cakewalk, right? So you do your second home and you get through your second build. Now you have $200,000 in profitability, and you also have experience. Now you can go buy 2 lots. Now, when you go buy 2 lots, the good news is you can do 2 homes substantially easier than doing 1. And so you go in and you build 2 homes at the exact same time. You go in and build 2 homes as you would do 1 home in. And you still set the same time frame, the same expectations that you would for 1 home, but you're building 2 of them now in a 5-month period, as opposed to 1 home in a 5-month period. And you build them real close together. I advise that you guys get them almost next door to each other, if not next door to each other, and build 2 homes at the same time. Now, this is year number 2, because year number 1, you built 1 home for your first 6 months, then you built your second home your second 6 months. Now, after your first year, you made a profitability of around $200,000, went on a nice little vacation, maybe bought yourself something small for a few $1,000, and now you go and buy 2 lots on the beginning of year number 2. And at the beginning of year number 2, when you go buy those lots, ladies and gentlemen, now you guys can go in and build 2 homes at the exact same time. Now, this is where shit gets fun, because when you build 2 houses at the exact same time, remember, you still are recycling the money from your first build, and you have $200,000 in profit, probably more, but let's call it 200 grand. And now you're building 2 at the same time. So at year 1.5, so 18 months into this, you do this correctly, now you have $400,000 in profitability. Okay, now you have the ability to buy some land, and if depending on what area you're buying in, you can buy 3 lots cash at the same time. Go in, and when you buy those 3 lots cash, now you even have money. You don't even have to use the banks, as much of the bank's money. So now your interest payments are lower. You're circulating your money back into your business. It's still year number 2, and now you do 3 homes all at the exact same time. So end of year number 2, you build 2 the first couple months, the first few months of the year, then you build 3 the second few months of the year. Now you have about $500,000 in profitability, if not more, but you'll probably have more. Plus, you have the $200,000 from the last 2 you built, so that's a total of $700,000, right? So you have, well, actually you have the 3, that's you have the 300,000 you made from the last 3, the 200 plus the 2 that you built in year number 1. So it's a total of $700,000. That's enough to build 2 homes cash, or really close to it. And so if you guys want to scale this deal, you recirculate that money into year number 2. Okay, so we just did all of year number 2. Now we're moving into year number 3. Year number 3, now you have about $700,000+ in liquidity. Okay, you're still leveraging the bank's money. And so year number 3, now you're taking down 4 homes at a time. 4 homes at a time, now you could start considering hiring an administrative assistant, somebody in your office that can help you just underwrite deals, just help you call contractors, help you deal with warranty items, right? Because now after you do these 4 in 6 months, you're gonna land up embarking on doing 5 homes at a time, okay? Now when you do 5 homes, 6 homes at a time, you could do this pretty simply with you, yourself, and 1 administrative assistant. So you only need 2 people to be able to do 5 homes at a time, which is extremely cool. 2 employees, everything else is paper contractors. You could maybe hire a laborer in the field to be able to vacuum walls, sweep floors, pick up trash, stuff like that, or a part-time kid to be able to go and help you do that. Now, year number 3, you revolve that capital. Now you package a loan and you say, look, Mr. Builder, Mr. Banker, this builder wants to do 10 of these this year, okay? Now you have the ability to negotiate with the bank. You say, I found some land. I have 10 lots that I can build on this year. I want to be able to acquire the land with the $700,000, $800,000 of profits that I made, and I want to be able to scale this to be able to go out and do 10 homes this year. Now you need a project manager, because at 10 homes, you can't do that on your own. 10 homes, you're going to need a project manager. You're going to need 1 administrative assistant in yourself. This is as much scaling as I would ever recommend anybody do. Now you could do up to 10 homes in 1 year. Year number 3, after you sit back down with the banker, you could be doing 3 homes all at one time. 10 homes all in 1 year. Maybe you do 5 for the first 6 months and 5 for the second 6 months, or you have them coming out of the ground at different time durations. But whatever that is, you could do up to 10 homes in that year. That, ladies and gentlemen, will afford you guys over $1 million of profitability every single year that you land up reinvesting that capital. Now, after year number 3, that's when you can start pulling capital out, okay? Year number 3, when you start making some real big money, now you could take that capital and start investing in land or start investing in apartment buildings. This is where it gets fun, because now you have capital to be able to reinvest in assets, and that's where you get wealthy. You can get rich buying land and building houses, but you can get wealthy buying real estate in multi-unit real estate. Ladies and gentlemen, this game can amass a fortune for you if you budget correctly and you reinvest. If you go out and buy junk and toys and big houses and fancy cars and stuff like that, it's going to be a slower game. You still get rich, you still enjoy it, but it's going to be a slower game for you. So my suggestion, if you want to expedite the process, reinvest your capital, ladies and gentlemen. So those of you guys who are just joining me now, I couldn't make it to the office today. We're getting ready for Christmas, year-end stuff, but I promised to go live every Wednesday for you guys on our Real Talk on Real Estate. So here I am, doing whatever it takes. I'm in one of our fleet trucks heading back down to my office to get my truck, and we got my sunshade in, and we're rolling, right? Now look, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of good information all the time. Try to bring you guys the best of the knowledge that we utilize in the field. You like the content, give us a thumbs up, click and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content just like this. And ladies and gentlemen, we got the holidays embarking on us. And for those of you guys that haven't slowed down yet, it's almost time. We're gonna be forced to slow down by tomorrow afternoon, okay, whether we like it or not. And for those of you guys who have already slowed down, don't forget that the biggest profits come in February and March, at the time when most people were sleeping during December. Those commission checks, those profits, those proceeds, they come in at the beginning of the year. So anyhow, nonetheless, scale your business, reinvest your capital, be diligent about it, budget and check your prices. And for more content to learn how to continue scaling your business, click and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. God bless you guys. And by next week, Christmas will have come and gone. And so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you guys. We'll see you guys one more time before the end of the new year, and 2022 is upon us. So go out and make it a great holiday. Spend some time with your family. Go gain 5 pounds, get in the gym, work it off, and go enjoy yourself. God bless you guys, and go out and make it a great day.